Hello everybody and welcome to the episode review for Season 3 finale of Samurai Jack. This was actually an episode that I quite enjoyed, though unfortunately I didn't get any good reactions out of it, but I do have quite a few thoughts about this, so let us go through about it. Now, this was actually a pretty good episode. It's a really kind of an interesting episode because it is very much a spy thriller. Now, it starts with a very, shall we say, rather ham-handed exposition in the start.
In appreciation for saving our humble tribe from extinction at the hands of the evil Aku, we give you...
Which is not actually that bad, because obviously the story of this episode is really not that important, and it is certainly something that they don't want to focus on, and thus they push it out of the door in the very early part of the episode, in the first minute or so, and that's pretty good. That's good just to get the story out of the way and get it done with. Yeah, it's a good start for the episode at the very least, or it really reinforces the themes of the episode. So yeah, I really do like the episode as a spy thriller. It has a lot of interesting traps done to it and a lot of danger. And even though it takes place in a pyramid, it really does look like it's very much just an apartment complex or an office complex. It even has a janitor's closet, which is honestly rather hilarious. That's a rather interesting juxtaposition to have a pyramid and a janitor's closet inside of it. That's a really cool little joke there. But this is a really good episode that has a... It's a really good episode to take a look at as a game level, because it has a lot of puzzle elements to it, it has a lot of trap elements to it, and it has a lot of combat scenes to it. It's another Samurai Jack has this style to it that it would make in a fantastic video game. So this is another good example of that. There's a lot of fun little things to the episode, such as there's a lot of little jokes, a lot of cool little jokes there, like the fact that they are just arguing, our two characters, Jack and, I'm gonna call him the spy, they are just arguing over that crystal.
Thank you.
Whoa, man. This isn't yours.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
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 Twice in the episode, but that's fine enough. First of all, first time it is rather hilarious how they're arguing over it like they are some children or something. And the second time, it's a nice recurring joke.
You must give me the diamond.
Can't do it, pal.
You must.
I can't.
You must.
I can't.
You must.
I can't.
You must.
I can't.
So that's rather neat. Then of course it's fun to get a little sass when they are hiding in janitor's closet. It's fun to get some little sass out of Jack.
Coast is clear.
Yes, it is.
And of course, after that, when they are escaping, it's that kind of funny moment where they ran into the robots, and there's an obvious comedic pause there that makes it rather hilarious. Now then, the final climax of the episode is actually something which is a rather dick move from the spy, and just leaving Jack to die. But it's understandable, they were very much rivals in this episode.
I'm sorry.
just competing for the same prize. And that had a really good moment of tension there, because I would imagine at the time that this was originally aired, because it was a season finale, it would be possible for Jack to die, so to say, even though that would be rather unlikely, but a tense scene is rather possible because it is a season finale. Even though the episode itself had a very comedic tone to it. It still is rather nice, in my opinion. And of course there's the fun little comic ending where they are just laughing like they are children who had just played in the snow. And then it breaks and we have a really fun little... another comedic pause in everything, just focusing on the reactions of the two of them. So it's an overall rather nicely structured and consistent episode in its tone and theme. It's very well structured as such. Now, there's actually something rather interesting here and in this episode, which is the dichotomy of the two main characters, and that's the dichotomy of them, that Jack is more physically oriented and the other one is more, the spy is more gadget oriented, and this is actually, the dichotomy and the differences between the two of them they are obviously very apparent, and they are not only apparent in their graphical design, whereas Jack wears black in this episode, which is really quite a surprise, but not, it's very understandable. It's a nice little touch there, whereas the spy wears complete white. It's a really nice little visual motif there. Then we of course get a lot of moments where Jack proves his physical prowess, such as in this scene where it is proven that, hey, Jack actually jumps good. That's I really do like that those moments when actually Jack shows his physical prowess. And that is arguable whether that was due to the training that he received in that one episode, or whether it's because, you know, it's Jack. I would argue that it's because of that training. And the most interesting part of this episode, actually, is the musical motif. Now, honestly, it plays a lot on the traditional spy theme. You're listening to the music. It is a very, very obviously it tries to invoke the elements of sneaking and a lot of spy thrillers. It's really, even though I haven't really watched Mission Impossible movies, I would imagine that that would be very much akin to that. That musical motif very much moves along that side, and even if it doesn't, it's a musical motif that's very easily understandable by any casual viewer. That they are trying to communicate sneaking and thievery, and especially spy themes. It's a very, very clearly recognizable theme. And what is more interesting here is the playing how they change up the melody between the two characters, whereas Jack has a more traditional soundtrack which is more focused. In the beginning of the episode, it really just uses percussion. And that's fantastic. That's just having a soundtrack that's completely composed of percussion instruments. That's really rather unique. And when it escalates in the beginning of the episodes, it actually uses a flute as the escalation instrument. That's really rather interesting. unconventional to be sure, but they do it. The composers did an excellent job with it. And then later on in the episode, we get, of course, the white spy actually has. When he is the main focus of the scenes, the music actually takes on a more modern style to it, and uses a lot of modern instruments such as accordion, electric piano, guitar, and I think there was even saxophone there, quite a lot used. So it has that kind of really cool twist to it, that the soundtrack changes based upon who is the main focus of the episode scene. That's really cool, and in the later parts of the episode, it actually uses a rather unconventional instrument, accordion. At some moments, which is really interesting, because I really do like accordion. That's a really good way to use that. So, the musical motif of this episode is something that I absolutely adore. It's, in my opinion, used really efficiently and really well in this episode, and it plays upon the dichotomy of the characters really well. Just overall, this episode, while it is not perhaps the most exciting finale, it's not the most conclusive finale, of course, and it's nothing... It doesn't have any really huge climax to it. It doesn't have any really striking moments to it. It's a really solid episode, and thanks to the actually very good soundtrack, it is just fantastic. It's something that I absolutely adored. So, yeah, it's a really good episode in my opinion. So, I hope this kind of format is actually something that all of you will enjoy, because I certainly enjoyed doing this in this format, so leave your opinions in the comments, because, yeah, this is probably gonna be the style going forward. Anyway, thank you very much. I hope you understand my opinions and what I'm saying here. This is a pretty good episode, even if it is not the most climactic of finales. It's still rather good. So, I'm gonna try to come out with the season review as soon as possible. Until then, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day and stay awesome. Ganmu out. Thank you very much for watching.